Hi guys, Lord Beardo. We are going to go into the discussion about bases. In the last video, I was explaining that I wanted to hold off on going real into the base designs. I was mainly sticking to offense. That's the way I think when I'm playing the game. I'm really excited to attack bases and get 3 stars in war. So we're going to jump on board here in the war we won yesterday and show you some of the raids, some of the best raids, and then I'll show you the best defend, the heroic defend we had, and then almost defend that I got. Well, actually, it wasn't close to an almost, but it was a 1-star, and it was pretty funny actually how it worked out, so it's kind of cool. So we'll jump right into the discussion with the bases. I think it's really important when you get into Town Hall 9 to immediately put up your storage containers. I was talking about this a little bit. If you put your storages so you have 4 of them of each, it takes so much more effort and energy for somebody to take more of your loot. Even it doesn't matter how good your defenses are, because if you're allowing them to be able to take more per storage, then they're just mathematically going to take more loot. So it's really important to throw up the other 2 storages as fast as possible and get them maxed out even, so that it's holding the 2 million, not just the 1 million. And that was my goal. That's what I went ahead and did. I got one more upgrade for the 11 storage, for gold storage, and I'm not sure exactly where the elixir's at. Maybe a little far behind on 8, but I really wanted to make sure that I got it up, so that was my plan. This is DZ here from Loot Nation, and he is smashing this guy down for the most heroic attack. I'm excited. I get my level 5 Hogs, I think in a couple days, maybe 10 days or so, 9 days, and I'm really excited to fight up in here. He got the most heroic. I think he fought up to the 9 spot or something like that. So I'm going to be trying to do this myself, coming real soon. And you can just, with these bases, it's now with the Hogs getting nerfed the way they did, you really have to make sure you can and see where the big bombs are. And the people who are on the internet, everybody who knows really about the bases with spreading them out for anti-hog, they're going to be a little bit of a challenge. So when you run into one of those clans that are fully packed out with internet guys, you're not going to be able to use as many hogs. And everyone's been using the dragons, and I've been starting to go wipe and tried to go wee-wee this morning on my my first attempt, which I might throw up in this video depending if time-wise and whatnot. But I like using the witches and the go wee-wee, the go wipe. I like all those big armies. They're a lot of fun to use. And you see Mike right here. He's going to attack their 6 using like a hybrid version. He's going to have the P.E.K.K.A.s and golems, witches, wizards, and he does a great job against them. It's not the most progressed Town Hall 10 when it comes to the walls, and he's a little far behind on the expos, but you know, it gets really expensive up in Town Hall 9 is what I'm starting to notice when you're putting together your bases. And I got a free time. I broke my leg, so I got some time to burn on this game, and I've been pushing for my walls because I know once I get up and running, it's going to be more about the defenses on the inside and cooking these big long armies, because you can't sit there and play as much time. So I'm just grinding through my walls now, try to set myself up as close to as many Legos as I can before you know, I'm up and running for real, and that'll be interesting. I'm kind of excited for the challenge of it, to put my base in that position. But I feel like when you get into 9, you get a little bit of grace period, because your base works pretty well against the 8s. And if you hang down in the gold 2 or gold, I mean, you can go as low as 3. I don't like to fight in 3, but I go to gold 2 and gold 1, and I can make all the money in the world down there. And the only people who are really attacking me are people with giants. And if you max out your base in Town Hall 8, you can stop bad fighting Town Hall, 10, Town Hall 9 players. Which I'll show you guys that. But once you push up into the Masters League and even high into the Crystals League, it's definitely a lot bigger armies, a lot more impressive attacks on you, and it's not so much about the barching. You can barch up there. I watch videos all the time of people barching into champions even, or as close to it as I think you can get without driving yourself crazy, because it's just monotonous doing the barching and trying to make as much as you can every single fight as fast as you can. So it's a little fun to chill out on the base and hang out and just kind of get into the wars and fight with these big armies. And that's why I'm mainly talking about the war bases first, because when you really are burning through the barching, you don't really care about your trophies, and you're just sitting on your iPad as much. But for war, you want to stop the armies, and you want to stop these people from attacking you. And you can accomplish it for the most part, because it tends to be in war where you're fighting in tiers, and my base does pretty well. But if any real legit Town Hall 10 came down with high heroes like this, they're just gonna stomp through the base until I get my expos up and the Inferno Towers and whatnot. But I mean, in the long run, the offense does run this game more than the defense. So I guess the natural question next would be, what defensive pieces do you upgrade first? And me personally, coming into 9, after I get my camps up and my witch and a couple of the offensive things, when I really sit down for the defenses, I'm going to raise all the brand new pieces all the way up to maxed out level, like if it was a Town Hall 8. Now I might sprinkle in some of the bigger pieces. I do want to see the wizard towers in my base at purple. They help out so much more, and I'm not so much concerned about the mortars in Town Hall 9. I feel like the all gold ones, they are definitely good enough for a long time, so I'd rather kind of thicken the outside defenses of the base. I've become a real big fan of upgrading the Teslas and the Archer Towers, because they help with the dragons, and just because of now with the base designs going more anti-hog and people getting away from the hogs with the nerfing and all, it's going to come down to dragons and a lot of balloons, and you need the air defense, and the Archer Towers reach so much further, and the Teslas, they just got to be a lot stronger because their hit points are so low in the beginning, and they don't attack, so they just suck. You gotta get them up to 5 or higher, or they really just almost feel useless. And I think that's why people don't upgrade them. You see right here in this base, this guy's Teslas they're horrible. I mean, they're so small, and you got to say to yourself, the Tesla, by the amount of attack points they deliver per second, they're the highest in the entire game. The maxed out level is like 99 per second, and they're the strongest things. That's why they take so long. Everybody hates doing them, but it's kind of fun if you take 1 or 2 builders and just rotate them on the Teslas by themselves. You forget that they're on there for as long as they are, and it's really not that bad. But do the Teslas, do all the air stuff, because in Town Hall 9, it takes to the sky. You get the dragons and the balloons. I'm a big fan of spreading the bases out a little bit, just so you can put all your spring traps and trying to create a little area that you can put 2 bombs together in 2 separate spots, even across from each other on the base, is so important to stop the hogs. You can see here, they're just still effective. I used the hogs. Now, the base I fight against was a little bit of a rush 9, but it had a pretty interesting setup, so I thought it would be kind of fun to use the hogs on. Activate the clan castle, bring them down to the bottom, drop a couple archers here and there, making all these little bombs explode. Bring the wizards down. They get blown up really fast, so I'm going to go with the dragon and the king, and then I'm going to start the hog stampede from the bottom right-hand side. And these bases that are honeycombed inside, there's few areas to put any traps. So when you're fighting in war and you're looking for things to fight, these are the bases that you want to hog. If you're big with hog attacks, just go with all heal spells. Just keep dropping the heals on top of where, same plan as before the update. The heroes, you mainly have to just start your attack directly on top of the queen in Town Hall 9, and the king, as you see right here, he's a little slow. It takes him a while to follow them. He won't get as many killed, especially if you're healing them. You'll be able to get through this area, and then once all the defenses are done, the hogs will come back and fight them. But you want to make sure you take out the queen, because the queen will stop a lot of hogs. She'll shoot them pretty quickly. So when you do drop your attack, put them right on top of the queen. So you're going to want to put your queen more inside in the middle of your base. That's going to help out a lot with the hog attacks and even the dragon attacks, putting her in a nice hard-to-get spot in the middle so she doesn't run out on the outsides and get killed. She's actually a really cool portion of the defense. And you see here my hogs doing the hero's leap right there. That's like 4 layers deep to go get this town hall. So spread your base out. Don't necessarily leave it all honeycombed in the middle. That was something that was really important in Town Hall 7 and the beginning of 8 when you're dealing with a lot of hogs. But giants, once your defense is up, you want to start thinking about the hogs and the dragons and all these bigger attack strategies. And you got to put your big bombs inside, and you got to put all your traps inside. So we're going to grab the most heroic defend here with Frozen Rain, and I'm not exactly sure what this guy was thinking. But he maybe never heard of wall breakers, because if he used them, it would have been a way different attack for him. He brings the giants off from the right-hand side. He's a Town Hall 10, and he's got the wizards, the level 6s that are awesome, but he doesn't seem to want to use the wall breakers. Frozen Rain's base here is a really good setup. My only thing is I would move around some of the pieces on the inside. He has a lot of his storages on the inside. You can see the 2 gold pieces, and he could be switching out some defensive pieces. Very necessary. He could put the mortar inside there or put a wizard tower. You see how the wizard tower got taken down? He could have had that inside, and right now I'd be shooting at the wizards a little bit more. So on the war bases, you don't really have to pay attention to the storages at all. If anything, they're really great pieces of defense to put into a position that all the other troops have to fight something with a lot of hit points, and you doesn't matter because you don't give them the gold, you don't give them the elixir, you don't give them anything. So you want to put them in high traffic areas for the archers, the barbs, the wizards, the heroes to pay attention to, and then all the defenses sit behind them and use them to fight. So it's almost like a really big wall that you add in for people to get through. So play around with the defensive pieces, take all the storages out, put them all on the outsides, put them in key locations to kind of funnel just a little more chaos, wasting his spells, while your defense here, like this right here, I mean, he's got both these expos going wild right here and just cutting things down while they're taking care of, you know, other pieces of defense. So you can work your base out to having all the storages in good spots. Don't worry about trying to protect them. It's just a war base. Alright, so the guy comes in with dragons, bringing them from the top. My air defense is a little low, and somehow my expo wasn't pointed to air and ground, which it should be on the bottom one. I know it is. Right here, I didn't actually check my clan castle, and when I saw these witches come out, I at first was a little like, oh no, this is going to suck. They're going to get freaking charred up in 10 seconds if they were the wizards, but all of a sudden, once the guy dropped his clan castle and he shot the first troop, every one of his dragons just beelined it right over to help him out, and it pulled all the dragons right around the corner from this air D, and it just takes them all down. I mean, I got my Teslas out there, I got these 2 floating around the outside, so it was a pretty good one. No defend there, but if I can hold off and get 1-starred against you know, people who are bringing in kings and queens and dragon 3s on me, I'm pretty cool with that. So I enjoyed the 1-star I did get. If you guys got cool designs that you're working with, or some really good defend videos, mainly war defends, you can send them to me through my YouTube channel. I believe my email is in there. It's lordbeardo.clantalk@gmail.com. Go ahead and send me some stuff. Check back for part 3. It's going to be all about protecting your dark elixir.